Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the 2-3 Zone. Tony's Picks. Look at the WNBA, a four-game card for Sunday. Ron, hey, it's not about all the All-Star break in the major leagues. We're going to be playing the All-Star game here soon in the WNBA. We'll cover that one a little bit, too, and tell you about what's going on there. But we got more regular season action, Ron. We saw some games on Saturday, including a thriller with the Valkyries and the Aces. It didn't even go overtime, and both teams scored over 100 points.
Yeah, I sure did. I was on the Aces. I know I missed yesterday's show with y'all, but yeah, you guys did a great job, and I hit my best bet on the Aces today on the money line. So
And
happy
I
with that one.
scored. I scored with my best bet today on the Chicago Sky plus those points get
Yeah.
Minnesota. How about the job the Sky did? Their run there. Look, I think
What's
we
that,
can
eight
put
in a row?
away.
I think they've covered now, Ramon. I think eight
Yeah,
straight, right? Yeah.
just a
So
matter of how deep of a hole that you've dug for yourself, because as we've discussed, there's kind of like there is a little bit of a yes, teams in the playoffs, probably teams in the playoffs, one team's not going to make the playoffs that's in that group, but then you have the other three, and out of those it only seems like right now the Sky are the ones that really maybe have a chance to maybe get past it, need to pass two teams really to get in there, but it feels like
yep,
they're the only one that can.
definitely.
Okay,
So yeah,
let's
Sky looking really good.
preview the action here. We got these are great. Sunday. We got some good games. There's no doubt about it. That's the way they schedule them. Dallas at Indiana. But yeah, we know Dallas is struggling here. They come in with some injuries as well, but they're 6-15 right now. Indiana, every game feels important. Every time they show those standings on TV, Ron, you can't help but notice that Indiana is out of the picture by just a notch here right now. But they're going to be favored by 10.5 here over Dallas. Total up here to 174. Agumbawale questionable. Carrington out here. Ron, Dallas, and Indiana.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the under. I think the Fever got right. We had them as a best bet on on the game against the Atlanta Dream. I think they got right. They scored a lot of points, and I don't see that duplicating tomorrow. I capped this one at and I got it about 10, so I guess it's right on the nose. But I got it at 167, 168, and this thing keeps rising 173, 174. I don't get it. I'm going to stay under on that. I think it's gotten a little too much out of hand on the upper side, so I'm going to take the under in this one.
Yeah, and if anything, I mean, look, I understand Dallas. That's all they can do really is score. They really can't defend. But Indiana here 9-12 to the under this season. Man, I got to think. Yeah, I agree with you there. But let me give the folks another pick here too. But man, why is that total? That's a very high total, and we keep seeing these games. Oh man, they slow down, don't they, Ron?
Yeah.
Especially the blowouts. It feels like slows down more than the tight games. I'm going to go ahead and try Dallas here, plus these double digits right now. Look, Indiana seems like they've, maybe they are healthy here, and especially against a team that isn't elite. Maybe they can get the double digit win. I'm going to try Dallas here, plus the 10.5. Ron says go under 174 on Sunday. It might even go up higher than that the way this is looking. All right.
Yeah, I don't get that. We're gonna get to see the first meeting between Paige and Caitlin, so I'm kind of excited to see those two go at it.
Yeah, and that's, if anything, right? I kind of use the
Remember, what's
tease.
the last time that she saw her? She threw it off her back. Remember, inbound.
they'll show that they'll show that highlight a few times. And
You know they will.
I mentioned, the games being good. Don't be fooled by the records. This one was put on TV in this
Yes.
time slot before the season on purpose. So
Yeah.
that's what we mean there. Now this one, this is just a good game period right now between two teams,
Yes.
Atlanta and the Liberty. Atlanta 12-8, continuing to look pretty impressive with that roster, especially that starting lineup. Liberty come in 13-6, no Jonquel Jones. That's a big time equalizer. It feels like here. Still, the Liberty will be favored by 4 in this one, Ron, despite the fact, I don't know, what are they, 1-10 last 11, 1-9, 1-10 against the spread right now?
They
Are the
are
Liberty?
1-9 their last 10.
Okay,
Yes. Yes, they
total
are.
166.5. Go ahead.
Yeah. You look at it, and Ryan Howard. I guess she's okay because I don't see her on listed anywhere I thought she like hyperextended that knee. I thought she might be gone for a couple of weeks, but definitely looking at this one, if you look at the last game that the Aces played, and I said this before that we got to it, that Asia Wilson probably couldn't be stopped inside. Well, guess what? She went out. She went out, and the Aces were in that game with the Liberty entire way. Now you got Griner in there, and Jones in there. I just don't know. Without Jacqueline Jones, they have no way to guard that inside. And that Atlanta loves to score inside the paint. And I just think I don't know if Atlanta wins this. I might take a shot with the money line in that one, but definitely give me the Dream because they just got blown off the floor in Indiana, and I think they bounce back. And they might even beat the Liberty because we've seen what's going on in the Liberty, and I'm not trusting a team that's 1-9. Hint, hint. Sparks next game, 1-9 at home. I can't trust them. So give me the Dream and sprinkle a little bit on that money line plus 4.5.
I mean, that's a problem, right? It's going to be tough enough just for the Liberty, I think, to win this game, much less put a couple of buckets handicap on them here. They may do it here. They did, kind of look better a little bit without Jones here. They're going to be fine once she returns, I would think. They're still, but hey, you got to fight for this position now. You got teams like Atlanta on your back here. Now, Ron, Atlanta is 7-2 to the over on the road, including 6-1 to the over as a dog. I don't see that game as going this direction. I think this is going to be a pretty solid under. For me, you got Liberty 3-7 at home to the under. So I think that's where this one goes, especially because that's how the Liberty, it's not like the Liberty we saw that was so productive offensively. And I don't even know with Jones right now, once she gets back, it'll take some time. It feels like. So the way Atlanta's playing, I think it does turn a little bit clunky. I've got the under 166.5. Ron says take the Dream here, plus 4 points on Sunday. All right. Interesting one here. Not all great, but we got the Connecticut Sun taking on the Los Angeles Sparks here right now. And kind of this, I don't want to say the same thing. I'm not putting the Sparks in the class of the Liberty, but the Sparks as well can't cover anything at home, Ron. They're 6-14 straight up, 1-8 against the spread at home. Now we know Connecticut 3-17, and I don't know. It's just funny the way all their games seem to come down to I know they got blown out here by 30 in a couple, but they're not playing some super team here. Ron, LA 11.5. They're only 3 games better in the standings. Total 161.5. What say you?
Yeah, I think it might be a Spark spot, but like we just alluded to, 1-9 at home against the spread. They just got blown out by the Minnesota Lynx. Of course, that was a bounce back that we had the Lynx that day, our best bet too. Yeah. But if you look at the Connecticut Sun, their under on the road has been fantastic. 15-6-1 the last 22 games on the road. And I know that's going back last year when Stephanie White was coaching and they had a defense. But this team really, it's tough for them to score on the road as well. Connecticut, you know what they're averaging Ramon on the road? 66 points a game. Yeah. You know what the Sparks are averaging at home? 79 points a game. This has got to be an under, clear under in this one. So I am going to go under the 161.5 in this one.
Okay, and I think you were giving me a bit of a cautionary tale there, but I don't know if I could do. I know what you're saying. You're saying a Sparks spot possibly, but I don't think, like I said, 3.
I'll stay away from the side. I'm staying away from the side.
Only 3 games separate these teams in the standings. Jaylen Brown is questionable for. You told me game time decision now for Connecticut.
Correct.
We'd like to have her in there. She has missed, I believe, a game or 2 here in this injury spell. So I just can't get off of the fact that 1-8 against the spread at home, 3-6 ATS as a favorite, and they're definitely a subpar team right now. It hasn't been working out really for LA. They just don't have the talent. Plum has to do a lot of work with this team just to keep them in the games. So I'm going to go ahead and take Connecticut here, plus 11.5. Ron says go under 161.5 there, right, Ron?
Yeah, I should have listened to that with Seattle the other night.
Yeah,
they tricked me in that one for sure.
And we mentioned LA's total. I mean, look, usually when they're scoring chuckle a little bit because Connecticut's average points per game. But remember, when LA's playing and what they're scoring, the other team has been scoring a little bit more
No,
too.
that's true. That's
Right,
true.
so that's what I
Hmm.
think you're getting at with Connecticut. Even if LA wins by, six, 5, 6, or 7, what is Connecticut really going to do? Are they really going to be in this game to run it up? Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, yeah, like you said, Connecticut's giving up 90 on the road. That might be. That's why I'm looking pretty much at it's an LA spot, but I can't trust that record and trust them at home. And the Sparks are giving up 88 at home. So, but can Connecticut score more than 60 points? Maybe so. Maybe in the 70s.
Yeah.
I just still see it in the under.
Yeah, and again, I think for me, it's more the opposition for Connecticut. They're not playing one of these elite teams. I don't know. LA's not going to tell me LA's not going to get a 20-point win here. Okay, all right. Let's get into the night one here now. A pretty solid game too, as well. Say night game. Both these are at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. These late games. The Washington Mystics on the road here, taking on Seattle. Seattle 6-point favorite. Total 159.5. Seattle's been another poor favorite so far, Ron, but has it been a case of them being a little bit overrated? Because they're still 13-8. They're just not getting their numbers here. And now they're laying 6 to a 500 Washington Mystics team who has done a pretty decent job against the spread, but they've been inconsistent.
They shot ridiculous the other night against Connecticut. It was just horrible, miss, miss, miss. But you know what? They're not really a 3-point team, and neither is the Mystics. I think this is a grinded out defensive game, and I think once again, even though it's down to 159, I still like that under in this one. But I would lean to Seattle in this one to get right and get a good win. We've always liked Seattle at home. But again, they're not really doing that well. ATS at home this year, just 4-6, actually better away. And if you look at the Washington Mystics, I've touted this all year that I like them better on the road. They're 11-5 in their last 16 road games. But I think, like I said, I'm staying away from the side. I'm going to go with the under, but I would lean probably Seattle.
You're going under as your play here.
Yep.
On the show there, Ron. Thank you. Ron says go under 159.5 here. Yeah, Seattle has had some, I guess, higher scoring games at home, certainly. But again, Washington, that inconsistency, I think that it bothers me the most from them. Seattle is 7-10 to the over at in their last 10 right now. So I think for me, looking at the side here, giving that lean there to Seattle, I don't mind that necessarily. I think it's the move that I actually want to play here. It's just, I guess I almost feel, I don't want to put it as a premium and I'm going to use it on the show, but I think I'm rather lay the points here with Seattle than take Washington. I'm not sure.
I love the first 2 games, Ramon. The second two games, I have no clue on. I don't know what's going to happen here. But the first 2 definitely, I love those games. In the morning and afternoon session. So yeah.
The drawback for me is Seattle's spread record. Washington won here last year. If you 74 low scoring game, right? 74-72. Washington. That was the last time these two teams played. About I don't know if it was about a year ago. I know it was the last time they met. I know I looked it up before the show and I noted that. But I'll go ahead and delay it here with Seattle minus 6. I don't think it was going to come any lower than that. So I guess I'm more stuck with it, but I'm not taking Washington here. Ron says go under 159.5. I'll take Seattle minus 6. Okay, that's a great look at the WNBA here for Sunday with our 4 games. And you told me we're in the midst of a bunch more here in the days to come with a couple of games on Monday as well. So, well, Ron, it's a time for a deep breath with baseball taking some time off. We'll cover our games here, but we know what the All-Star game is about. Hopefully you'll find some premiums for us over at Tony's Picks.
Yeah, hopefully I can, man, because like I said, the KBO is on All-Star break. The WNBA Thursday, that's going to be it for them, and they're going to go into their All-Star break weekend. Also, we got the MLB. So, You'll see us on the happy hour for what, two picks maybe, and maybe some soccer for Norway or somebody, or Sweden league. But that's pretty much all that's going to be going on the next week there on the happy hour. So make sure you tune in. You'll see me, Ramon, and Rod and Brian there on the happy hour. So don't forget to tune in for that. I know it's only a couple games, but we might even throw in some NFL futures in there Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday night. So make sure you check out the happy hour. And always, like I said, we're here every day that there is basketball, women's basketball going on. And unfortunately, Justin couldn't make it today, but he will be back in fold tomorrow. And there is a great lineup for Monday. We get the rematch that we saw today with Minnesota and Chicago. Lay it with Minnesota. So I'm just gonna say it right now. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow definitely for that. And like I said, hey, it's the dog days of summer, and there's really nothing going on for the next week. So it's WNBA or bust. So let's get it and let's make some money.
Yeah, and watch for our Ron and I. We're able to expand. The guys, Tony and the guys, are doing a great job expanding our menu a little bit. You're going to see a little bit more deeper looks into international soccer leagues from Ron and I here this summer and beyond, as we kind of make sure we're covering all the bases here, because there are a lot of opportunities out there, and you can see a lot of these games and bet on them. So join us over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll find some premiums here over the next couple of days for sure. But enjoy, everybody, the festivities. We'll be back tomorrow with another WNBA show, as Ron said, with those two games. So join us. And don't forget, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages. Check it out over at Tony'sPicks.com. This is a fully documented site where all of our plays are listed for better or worse. You can check us out, see who's hot. As far as the WNBA is concerned, I'm one of the hottest on the site. So check me and Ron out over at Tony's Picks. All right, it's going to do it for the 2-3 zone. For Ron Crawford, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Good luck, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.